In the previous presentations, we learned about vector addition. Now we are going to learn about another operation on vectors, multiplying a vector by a number. When we multiply a vector by a number, we call that number in vector in linear algebra, we call the number a scalar. Now suppose we want to add to a vector u the same vector u. So let's see what is the two quantities of vector u. So here we have to attach vector which is equal to u, and as a result you can see we have a vector which is twice as big as vector u, twice as long as vector u. Shortly we can write it as u plus u. You can write it simply as 2 times u. Now if we continue adding the same quantity, we'll get a vector pointing at the same direction, but its length is 3 times as big as vector u. Now if we multiply vector u by negative number, by negative 1, the result is the opposite of vector u. So here is negative u. Generally, when we multiply vector u by a number, let's multiply it by 2 for example, the result is the vector which has the same direction, and its magnitude is twice as big as the length of vector u. Now we can do it for any number. We can multiply vector u, let's say, by 1.5. Now the result is 1.5 times longer than the length of vector u, and again the vector is pointing at the same direction. Now when we multiply the vector by a fraction, by a number which is smaller than 1, the result is then the length of the result is smaller, is shorter than vector u, and when we multiply by 0, the vector vanishes. We get as a result the vector 0 vector. And now when we multiply by a negative number, the result is pointing at the opposite direction.